The third way in which the Trump administration exemplifies fascism is by controlling the information stream. This is usually done through the media or propaganda. I don't think it's much of a secret that American mainstream media has had a problem with bias for a very long time. I don't think that's a Trump administration thing. I think that's a capitalism thing because just about every TV channel is owned by some multinational trillion-dollar media conglomerates, except like PBS, which is why they want to get rid of it. Although fascism is sometimes used to patch capitalism when capitalism starts to fail, but specifically what the Trump administration has done has been teaching conservatives that they don't have to listen to information or evidence when they see it, right? Fake news. I feel the need to remind people that fake news came about when they compared a photograph of the crowd at the Trump inauguration to the Obama inauguration, right? And the Obama one was much larger, had much better turnout. And he called it fake news. And it's like, dude, it's literally just a photograph. But these two words have taught Trump's followers that they don't have to listen to any news they don't like. They don't have to listen to any evidence they don't like. It's all just bias. I can call one thing CNN says is fake news, and then I don't have to listen to anything CNN says ever. I'm not saying CNN is 100% factual in everything it does, but in every mainstream media outlet, there is some degree of truth in it. And it is your job to diversify your sources and see where the overlap in truth is. So when Trump said fake news, he got primarily uneducated people to think that they don't have to listen to evidence, they don't have to listen to science, they don't have to listen to news if they don't like what it's telling them. But the Trump administration has taken more of a social media route on this, right? See the White House and the Department of Homeland Security official social media page making memes and jokes out of tearing families apart and taking away people's constitutional rights to due process, convincing their followers that it's okay to laugh about these kinds of things when you are literally ruining and ending lives. But there's definitely propaganda from this administration. Clearly, the Trump administration is trying to literally rewrite history textbook and historical documents like the Smithsonian, calling it referring to slavery as a bad thing that was perpetrated by America, woke. Rewriting the events of January 6th as anything else but what they are, which is an attempt to overthrow the United States government. You can see PragerU replacing PBS as a way of instilling ideas in kids that America is not so bad. It's okay to say slavery was not that bad. It's okay to be Islamophobic. It's okay to deny science in the way of climate change. It's okay to deny data in the way of systemic racism. When you put this stuff in front of kids at a young age, they are impressionable. And as I stated in another video on masculinity, it's a lot easier to not learn something to start with than it is to unlearn something. If they get Islamophobia and ultranationalism and science and climate change denial instilled in them at a young age, they are going to carry that forward until they actively unlearn that. So they want to undermine public education by defunding it, as well as controlling the information stream going into it, because when you get educated, you will see what a fascist regime is, and you will see how conservatives are wrong about just about everything. In Oklahoma, PragerU is administering tests to teachers coming in from more liberal states like California and New York to figure out how woke those teachers are. Oklahoma, the state that ranks 50th in education, out of 50 for those of us counting, is screening teachers based on the reality that non-cis people exist and are valid, on the reality that non-straight people exist and are valid, on the reality that white privilege is alive and well in America, and conservatives pushing into fascism are just upholding and maintaining white supremacy. Make no mistake, PragerU is an advancement of anti-intellectualism, right? Where academics and scholars are just trying to figure out the objective truth of things that have happened, things that are currently happening, and what those things tell us about what might happen. They use evidence to back up all of their claims. And if you don't like what science is telling you, that's because you have been taught to use the word bias on any information and evidence that you don't like. They have to teach you not to put faith in academia because these things are going to suggest changing. You have to rewrite history so that history doesn't tell us that there are systemic inequalities and that we should change things. So I think it's pretty clear that, yeah, this administration is pushing propaganda to control the media narrative, to control the information stream into your mind and make you think that you can deny reality if it doesn't support your worldview.